What up, chat? We showed up 30 minutes late to this one, but we're at Westlake Park in Seattle, where there is another anti-war protest organized by the same group of the one that we went to yesterday. The speaker's very quiet.
Cover what happened to you. They do not do it accurately, and they do not do it authentically. And I don't have words to describe how terrifying it can be to know your loved ones are alive. Yesterday, for the first time in a week, I heard from my cousin before the U.S. made its decision. She called it saying...
These assholes are here again. See, here's the thing. Hold on, chat.
These are the messages I am receiving from my family members.
I don't actually know how to flip this around. Hold on. Hold on.
Amidst the bombs that Israel has been dropping for over a week now.
We're multi-streaming on Twitch and YouTube for the first time with this setup. And when I did that, it took away my button to like switch around the hold on.
The West claims that Iran has nuclear weapons, and they say
it took away my button to like flip the camera, which is I found it. Here we go. All right, the annoying assholes from yesterday are here again, the other streamers. We also have Jonathan Cho here, another asshat.
We have watched for over 20 months
we still
as their
vibe.
crimes against humanity have been live streamed to our phones. As they have shot men trying to collect flour to feed their families. As they have left infants to rot in hospitals and left doctors to attempt surgery without anesthesia. Shame!
There's a much larger crowd than yesterday.
This is the same state that is
Thankfully.
daring to claim that it intends to liberate our fellow Iranians from the oppressive Islamic regime. A very dangerous narrative that weaponizes our suffering to further detract from the genocide in Gaza. Do they truly expect us to believe that our liberation will come from the terrorist state of Israel, who will bomb hospitals and starve children? Do they truly expect us to believe liberation will come from the United States, a country with the highest number of mass school shootings? A country that just forced a brain-dead woman in Georgia to incubate a fetus. A country that repeatedly strips women of their health care, that does not care about its own people, of trans people. The United States does not even care about its own people, let alone my Iranian brothers and sisters. To say that Israel and the United States entering a war on behalf of the Iranian people is grossly offensive. It is insulting. Yesterday, a man asked me, could a regime change be possible if the US and Israel enter this war? To which I asked in return, what regime change could be possible if my homeland is reduced to rubble? I have not seen my father since he returned to Iran in 2017. Most of my cousins I have never been able to embrace. Yet they live within the depth of my heart continuously, and I carry them with me, like I carry the stories of my homeland, the stories my father told me of the village he grew up in, of the orchard my grandfather planted. I carry them like I carry the recipes that my father gave to me from my grandmother, the words of love she passed down to him, and that my father passed to me through his hugs and kisses. This is who Israel and the United States have declared war on. Not the regime, but the people of Iran who have already paid too high of a price. I realize that this is a very, very dark time for our country, and I'm going off script here. I see a lot of despair. I see a lot of fear. And I think people asking, what good is a protest? What good is this rally today? What good is being here today? Especially now that the United States has engaged and started this war. In the first message my father sent me when the bomb started last week, he told me that he loved me, and he told me to be good and kind. He also told me, remember, sincerity prevails. And I do believe sincerity prevails, whether it be today, tomorrow, or 100 years from now. And I believe we all must hold that in our hearts. You are all here now, and when you leave,
Hey man,
you will have a choice.
can I grab one of those?
You
What I
can't.
ask of
Thank
all,
you.
of my
International
allies and my fellow
perspective.
Iranians, is to remember my words, remember the words
got a
of
flyer,
and
chat.
remember what I share with my family. Remember the words of Palestinians.
This is our flyer.
70 years since
I'm gonna read it. See if there's
remember the
anything
words of our Black
good in it.
siblings, our trans siblings. When you go home today, you're gonna look in the mirror, and you will see our faces in yours. You will see that our pain is your pain, that our burden is your burden. Our story is your story, and this war will not stop with us. Our fight.
It's basically a news article about what's been happening for the last week in Iran.
The very last line that she sent me was, I hope good days will come to us again. Take care of yourself right here. And I want you all to take this message home.
One sec, chat. I'm gonna put this in my bag.
I want you to put your loved ones and remind them that good days will come. So long as we remember that our liberation is innocent justice. We are not free until we are all free. You have taken the first step by being here, and we will keep persisting forward. Thank you.
I have so many flyers in my bag. Jesus Christ.
Thank you for sharing your story, and we will remember your words, and we'll do more than just remember them. We will honor them with action as we continue to show up against whatever manifestations of war, against aggression, whatever it may be that Trump enacts, not just on Iran or the Middle East, but against any people anywhere, because we aren't free until all of us are free. That's right. Trump tried to call Iran
I
the
do
biggest
appreciate the
bully
drums they have.
in the US, in the
That's an
world,
extra-
right? How many of you believe that? Because who is the biggest obstacle to peace in this country, in this world today? Who is it? It's U.S. imperialists! U.S. imperialists, number one terrorist! U.S. imperialists, number one terrorist! U.S. imperialists! U.S. imperialists! U.S. imperialists! Donald Trump in the USA! You gotta go away! I made that one up on the spot. But I also want to say, another thing that our community member brought up today was the hope that they have. The hope that we should continue to have. Because the ruling class, the billionaires, they want us to feel despair so that we don't come out today. So that we think that there's nothing that we can do to oppose war, to end a system that's addicted to war. But history tells us there is an alternative. We remember South Africa. We remember Algeria. We remember Cuba. We remember Vietnam. And we also remember all of the countries today struggling against U.S. intervention. And we will continue to not only remember them, but fight for them until their ultimate liberation. The arc of justice, I'm going to butcher this quote by Martin Luther King. The arc of justice, the arc is long, right? But in the end, it leads towards justice. And every single person to here today helps bend it further towards justice. And I just mentioned a struggle against not only U.S. intervention, but French colonialism, Vietnam. And so I want to invite a speaker up here today from Song to See, which is an organization fighting for Asian liberation, collective liberation, and knows to their heart the struggle
Dude,
that
the
Vietnam
Asian
has
orcs
gone
have been
through
going
to
crazy
not only win their
lately.
liberation, but defend their liberation.
They're involved in everything.
Hi everyone, I'm here with Song to See. We are an anti-imperialist organization of Vietnamese and Asia Pacific diaspora. believe that socialism is the path to liberation for people worldwide.
It's not, but the
And we are
socialists
here
are the only
today
ones who
because
could
we
organize.
vehemently oppose a war against Iran. We are also here to condemn all political parties and media outlets manufacturing consent for war. And this is not just about one party or one president. Both the Republican and Democratic parties are in lockstep when it comes to war. They both sign off on bombs, sanctions, and interventions. And let's get one thing clear. Using the pretext
We
of
have cops.
defending or safeguarding democracy by bombing
We got the
people
poet team
is the logic of
against the
American
building,
imperialism.
and normal cop talking to them.
During the Vietnam War, a U.S. Army major said, quote, "It became necessary to destroy the village in order to save it," as the U.S. heavily bombed the town of Binh Drie in southern Vietnam. How does that make sense?
It doesn't!
Does it? And we are here because we remember the lessons history taught us. And because we know the U.S. state-sponsored media is trying to manufacture consent for war with lies.
Look at this cute-ass dog.
We saw it in
Adorable.
Vietnam when the U.S. government lied about the Gulf of Tonkin incident with the pretext to save the people from communism, which ended up killing millions and
Travis
devastated
says
Southeast
you're
Asia.
at a protest that's
The media
gay.
then and now
I live in
served as a
Seattle.
megaphone
I
for the
am
U.S.
gay.
military industrial complex, distorting reality and demonizing
Also, for
the
anybody who
resistance
missed
to
it
imperial
earlier,
aggression.
these two guys
And now
are
they're
the same
telling
live
us Iran is
streamers
a threat.
that were
They're
at the
telling us
protest
the people of
yesterday.
Iran need
They got
us
stuck
save
talking
them.
to
But the real
Hannah
threat
from
is
Seattle Gay
Washington.
News.
The real danger is U.S. empire. The people of Iran need the U.S. to stay the hell out. U.S. aggression is bolstered by media companies and commentators who champion so-called social justice domestically, but back intervention abroad. They talk about women's rights in Iran, but never mention the women in Gaza suffering under U.S.-funded bombs. They parrot the CIA and frame U.S. aggression as humanitarian. This is not
Not as
journalism.
far as I know,
This is
Griffiths.
imperialist propaganda.
Anno is
And if Iran is
Probably at
toppled,
home.
it will further destabilize the region, as we have seen in the aftermath in Iraq, where over 1 million people died, in Libya, where a nation was shattered. That's what U.S.-backed regime change brings. That's what U.S. democracy and freedom look like. Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia had to pay too heavy of a price for U.S. imperialism and intervention. It is now 50 years after the end of the American war of aggression in Southeast Asia, and babies are still being born with birth defects from Agent Orange. People are still being maimed by unexploded ordinances that the U.S. laid. Our ecosystems are still polluted by chemicals and heavy metals from bombs and herbicides. The lesson from the war in Southeast Asia is that it is easy to start a war, but hard to stop, as president after president kept escalating the violence. So we say, absolutely no more. No more media spins and
I
lies
also
dressed
want
up
to
as
say,
fighting for
with the
freedom
fact
and
that these cops
democracy
are
and
here,
human rights.
on my way here,
We
I
say
was driving
no
in circles for
equally
way
to
too
those
long
waving
trying to park.
rainbow flags on B-52 bombers
There's
as
also a
those in MAGA
ton
hats
of
signing deals with
undercover,
weapon
like
contractors.
unmarked cop cars around
We
and
reject
shit.
the war. No war on Iran.
So
no
they
media
are
lies.
ready to quickly respond if anything happens. Oh yeah, and Jonathan
Thank
Show's
you.
here. If you missed it when I
From
said it.
Iran to Palestine, bombing children is a crime. From Iran to Palestine, bombing children is a crime. From the belly of the beast, hands off the Middle East. From the belly
stopping our
public
internet.
housing, for public needs and services. We want these war criminals behind bars! Trump openly talked about working with an internationally wanted criminal, Netanyahu, to get the job done in Iran. Shame! Shame! Vin just talked to us about the everlasting impacts of war.
Look at that
Because
dog.
the impact doesn't just stop when the bombs stop dropping. We need to rebuild. We need reparations for the people who have been set back years and decades because of a war that no one wanted.
Okay, I don't see the
I'm
flag of
gonna
any other
welcome up,
country here.
a veteran and
What are you talking
community
about?
member to give us words about why we need to oppose this war. Every single one of us, school teachers, service workers, veterans, researchers, college students, this is all of our struggle!
Yesterday I had to go to Costco for a couple bombs that I ran. This isn't about me today. This isn't about my time in combat and understanding that the scars that I carry today have nothing to do with the scars that happened last night in Iran. Nothing to do with the scars that happened last night are going to continue to happen because now our government is choosing to create another generation of veterans that cannot afford the support. My name is AJ Williams and I'm a combat veteran. I'm here to call out not only my fellow combat veterans, but also to call out my fellow community members to stand against these illegal actions that happened yesterday in a foreign country that we do not belong. I'm here to stand for my son who is an active 30 service member who cannot speak for himself, who must go to serve this country now, who must go to serve this illegal war. That's about all I have to say. There's enough hate, there's enough anger in this world today. All we need is peace and love because this is goddamn enough.
They have a fourth cop.
Encourage everyone,
It's a third public cop,
people
but a
who are
fourth
being called out on the
has showed
National
up.
Guard to suppress protest movements in LA. Every single person can decline to serve, to take these orders. You do not need to attack your fellow working class people here, and you do not need to be sent abroad to fight a rich man's war. Alright, let's do another chant. One! We are the people too! We won't stop fighting free! Just stop the bombing! No, 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 no! One! We are the people too!
You know, when they start chanting, it's loud as fuck. I parked probably 4 blocks away, and they were loud when I got out of my car. Of course, now they're louder because we're closer, but they're fucking loud. They're just chanting with us. What I said was that they are loud as fuck. I parked about 4 blocks away, and the second I got out of my car, they were loud 4 blocks away. Also, repeated, I said, I don't see the flag of any other country here. I don't know what you're talking about.
Speech reminds us this is a long struggle. Are you in it for the long haul? Are you gonna stop fighting? We're not gonna stop fighting until we get justice and liberation. What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? And if we don't
Palestine is my country,
get it,
according to America. Repeated.
if we don't get it, shut it down! 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 Shut it down!
came up to speak, I learned so much just like before, compared to before I came here today. To start, I just want to make something very clear to all of us. These attacks on Iran, especially in the midst of our neighborhoods being raided by ICE, proposed cuts to life-saving Medicaid and food stamps, and tax breaks for the ultra-wealthy are a complete and utter misuse of American tax dollars.
I just banged my shin getting up here. That fucking hurt.
The Iranian and American people alike do not want another forever war. Trump is spitting in our goddamn faces. We are forced to learn this about the U.S. war machine time and time again. Shame. Martin Luther King Jr. pointed out decades ago, and I quote, "The bombs in Vietnam explode at home. They destroy the hopes and possibilities for a decent America." Trump is proposing a $150 billion increase to a war budget that is already $1 trillion. More than $1 trillion. This is happening while the National Guard and U.S. Marines are being illegally deployed in our communities as another declaration of war against our migrant friends and family. With this unprovoked attack on Iran, not only has Trump put all of us in immense danger, he has told all working Americans in no uncertain terms that he is willing to do anything to us at our expense, including leaving us to die without basic medical care and closing down our public schools, all to find the money he needs to protect the glorified U.S. military base that is Israel. To continue waging war and genocide. And to make sure that his billionaire friends continue getting richer. I don't need to point out how reckless this attack is. Trump's own supporter base is falling apart over this decision. What I do want to point out is that if we let this continue, then we have truly learned nothing from the past decades of war against the Middle East. The U.S. government wants to drag us and Iran into another forever war. And it will cost us an untold amount of Iranian and American lives. If we let this continue, then we have forgotten, or worse, we are choosing to ignore every other time this has happened in history and the devastation that comes with it. Like Martin Luther King Jr. and our friends at Some to See, we cannot forget the atrocities the U.S. government committed in Vietnam, using American tax dollars that should have been used to revitalize and improve our own country. We cannot forget the millions of human lives our government has taken in Iraq and Afghanistan, while our country hurtled toward a devastating recession in 2008, leaving working people to lose everything while big banks were bailed out. And we absolutely cannot forget that our government is bankrolling and fully committing a genocide in Palestine. All the while making cuts to basic social programs like public health care, education, food stamps, and social security. Shame! And I will never forget that the U.S. government maintains the 70-year state of war in the great nation of Korea, which was forced into a war against itself immediately after decades of unspeakable suffering under Japanese colonization and World War II. A system that allows Trump to take power, not once, but twice. A system that allows Trump to repeatedly and blatantly commit offenses in violation of our own Constitution. A system that starts wars in our name without our consent to protect a genocidal regime that we do not support. This is a broken system that must be replaced. It must be replaced by a system that serves the needs of the people, not one that starts wars for profit. Money for jobs and education, not for war and deportation. We know how this will end because it has happened too many times before. We, the American people, will not forget our country's violent history, and we will not let them repeat the same mistakes again and again. No war on Iran! U.S. out of everywhere! No war on Iran! U.S. out of everywhere! Thank you so much.
How are you feeling, Seattle? Let us make it loud and clear to everybody walking by, to the people on buses, to the people inside that mall while bombs are dropping. Let us make it clear why we are out here today. Because when Iran is under attack, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? When Palestine is under attack, what do we do? What do we do? Stand up, fight back! Stand up, fight back! Stand up, fight back! Stand up, fight back! Trump, Trump, you're a liar! You set Iran on fire! Trump, Trump, you're a liar! You set Iran on fire! We want justice, you say how? Stop bombing Iran now! Stop bombing Gaza now! Stop bombing Iran now! Stop bombing Palestine now! You want justice, you say how?
Yes, she's a liar, liar, fire.
Stop bombing Iran now! From Palestine to Mexico! All these walls have got to go! From Palestine to Mexico!
English only in the chat, or else
All these walls
bot
have
will
got to
come
go!
low.
Brick by brick, wall by wall! This racist system will fall! Brick by brick, wall by wall! This racist system will fall! What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? And if we don't get it, if Gaza don't get it, if Iran don't get it, shut it down! 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 Shut it
Okay, this is actually kind of cool. The cops just took flyers from the protesters, like these flyers, and they're actually reading it, which is surprising.
Our last speaker was pointing out about how we actually need a new system.
We most definitely are at war.
A system that is
Chat.
not addicted to war.
Unquestionably.
A system that would rather drill for oil than protect forests. A system that would rather produce bombs for profit than protect babies and make a baby formula affordable. Shame! This system is
officers are basically walking around with them and telling everybody don't talk to them. Doesn't look like a worker over there. No.
Friends and neighbors, thank you for taking, like we've said, one of the first steps to opposing this war. It's
They
going to
broke
take a lot
American law
more.
by
It's going to take a
Donald
lot
Trump
more people.
starting
It's going to
a
take
war.
organization. It's
Congress
going to
will
take
not approve.
steadfastness. It's going to take
Let
every
alone
single one of us
international laws.
together. And so I invite you to say hi to your neighbor. Is there someone here you don't know? Exchange information. Get connected. Get organized. There are so many organizations here today fighting for the same thing. We are united against this war, and we will not stop fighting! That concludes our program today. Thank you. Walk your parents home.
I have a feeling this is not going to end here. Considering we have cops here, we have Black Bloc here. Oh, he certainly started a war, Rip. He didn't declare a war, but he started a war. In my personal opinion, they should take this shit and march down to the federal building. It's just like that way, like, I don't know, 10 minutes. I don't know why they wouldn't turn this into a march down to the federal building, honestly. Next back, I agree. Like, all of these should at least march to the federal building, considering this is the federal government's actions. Somebody has a sign that says 8647 plus Kristi Noem. What up, Wampa? Welcome. How's your afternoon going? We're back on the ground. Damn it, they said exactly where I was gonna sit. What the fuck? The weather's been actually pretty good. It's, I don't know, mid to high 60s, sunny. Absolutely, or almost no wind. It's pretty nice. Alright, we're just gonna chill. We're gonna see what happens here. I'm hoping that they don't just all disperse, but of course, I cannot read their minds, so I do not know. Also, we're gonna take a moment to charge my phone in case they do decide to march, because then we're a little more mobile, if that happens. Which again, I think it should. I'm alone at this one, Wampa. Alex had to cat sit for a neighbor, so she is home. And I am here all by my lonesome. Alright, we're charging. Paid cat sitting would be the dream job. She's not getting paid. We're just friends with our neighbors, and they needed a cat sitter, so she's cat sitting. Part of me wants to just yell at them to go to the federal building. But these interview guys are bothering people. Someone just didn't yell, but raised their voice at them, basically saying, "Fuck you, I'm unashamed of my anti-war position." Which I think is enough confirmation to know that they're being annoying little pricks. I also did show up 30 minutes late for this one, but it seems from what I saw that there was no counter-protesters. There was Jonathan Cho here earlier. I don't know if he's still here. Haven't seen him since I got here. And these guys trying to interview people. But other than that, no other annoying people. I think I'd get detained by Border Patrol if I went down there. My Twitter is basically all anti-Trump memes. You may get questions. I mean, how white are you? You'd probably get questioned about it. Maybe. I doubt they'd fully detain you, though. But you never know. Trump administration kind of does whatever it wants right now. So. This is organized by the Answer Coalition. The Answer Coalition also organized the anti-war rally we went to yesterday. And they gotta step their fucking game up and go to the federal building. They have to advertise a march to the federal building after this. Because if this does just dwindle into nothing, I'll be pissed. This should be more. Plus, what tends to happen when you march in Seattle is that random people fucking join. They're like, ah, shit, I actually agree with that. And then they start marching with you, and you get, a whole team hanging out. I'm also thinking one of these days, I should get a fucking map, printed map of Seattle. Decently zoomed in of this area of Seattle, so I can know how to walk from here to the federal building, because I might go down there anyways to see if anybody's doing anything. Problem being, I don't exactly know how to get there. I know it's a couple streets that way and then that way. I did see it while I was driving around looking for parking, but is Nader still rolling here? Yeah, every once in a while. Not a ton, not as much as he used to. But Nader does still hang out a bit. I have not heard his take on this war, but I assume he's probably in favor of it. We're back on the drums. Fuck yeah. I've seen Nep or Salty. I haven't seen Salty in a hot minute. Kind of forgot about it, to be perfectly honest with you. Kirkland brand water is the best water, chat. Mean? No, it's not mean. There's a bunch of you guys that I talk to all the time, and if he doesn't show up, the ADHD out of sight, out of mind kicks in. I hope you guys could not hear me gulping down that water. They used to come in late night, West Coast time. Yeah, I mean, my streams are kind of all over the place lately. Today, I've been doing random IRLs. Yesterday I went live early, very early, but I think that was valid and justified. But no, Salty almost never. I think he showed up for like one of the protest streams, but he almost never shows up for these. Make a VOD for yesterday. The VOD is there. I think I forgot to publish it. So, I mean, when I get home, I'll publish this VOD, yesterday's VOD, the protest yesterday's VOD, all of it. But I think currently it's not public. Chatter. It'll be up on Twitch or YouTube. Twitch. VODs are up on Twitch. However, I figured it out, and IRL streams are now dual streams between Twitch and YouTube. I cannot dual stream my normal, like, sit-down streams because I always tend to get a YouTube strike when I do. But these IRLs, I think we're good on. So these are dual streamed to Twitch and YouTube. So the VOD, I think, technically would be then up automatically on YouTube for this. But I will publish it on Twitch anyways. Once this event clears out a bit more, assuming it does, I think we are going to walk down to the Federal Building and see if there is anything going on down there. Considering there has been, like, almost daily small actions there, but I don't know if there's anything. I haven't seen anything planned ahead of time for today. Also, chat, if anybody has the, have come out as a lefty yet? No. I have said that I applaud the socialists' ability to organize. Nobody else in America can organize like the socialists can. And the communists, for that matter. But nonetheless, I come to these protests and I agree with, for example, the anti-war sentiment, but not the anti-capitalist sentiment. What I was going to say was chatters. If anybody is willing, somebody wants to let me know if Jonathan Cho has anything going on his Twitter. I obviously can't check it while I'm live. But he was here earlier, and he's not here anymore, and I'm wondering where he went. Do you need walking directions for the Federal Building? I know it's that way. It's that way. That way. So, I just need to walk that way. I was driving around looking for parking, and I saw it. So I do kind of know where it is from where I am. Just vaguely, though. What's your favorite thing Trump has done? His nuclear energy executive order. It's the only thing off the top of my head that I even like, somewhat like that he's done, I think. Off the top of my head. Walk down 4th towards Pike and take a right when you hit University. I left on 1st Ave and keep going until you see it. I think this is 4th. I think. But it's very easy because I parked on 4th Street. I took a picture of the intersection that I parked at. So I should be able to not get lost considering it's 4th Street and another street that I'm not going to say in case any asshats want to try to find my vehicle. Why is this shirtless man stealing my shot? Was I supposed to just telling people the protest was happening, but that's it? Okay.
No problem.
Nothing to worry about. What do you like about getting rid of nuke regulators? Makes it easier to expand to nuclear power. The way of the future. Cat sitter. Yes, Alex is the cat sitter at home. Hi, chat. Alright, this has cleared off. There's still cops here. There's actually a bike cop over there, like by the Sephora, which is interesting. It was just poet cops and now there's a bike cop over there. Why? I don't know. But both all 4 poet cops that were standing by that Sephora over there have now left. And it's a bike cop and a normal non-bike cop. How's married life been? Been a year or more now? No, we've been married for 6 months. 6 months? Yeah. It's great. I love my wife. I think she tolerates me. It's pretty cool. All right, I think we are going to start our walk to see if anything is happening down here. Don't know if it is, but we're gonna start a walk down to the Federal Building to check it out. We might hang out there for a bit to see if anything happens, but I don't know. I don't know what the plans are. Cheers to wives with high tolerance. Yeah, she puts up with my shit and I appreciate it. Yo, they're playing ping pong. It's a kiosk. You gotta go to the kiosk to get a fucking ping pong paddle and balls. And probably pay for it. At that point, I'd just bring my own. I think that was a Street View car with like the cameras on it. What the fuck? Why does this intersection have no fucking roads? Oh. There's 4th and Pike. We're gonna keep walking up here though. I think Alex's direction said to turn and go that way. But we're gonna keep walking up here because the roads don't look like when I was driving around were very busy. So I'm hoping they'll be less busy down here. But we'll see. Or up here, I suppose. Security guard playing football. What the fuck? It's a very busy day in downtown Seattle today. I guess the sun comes out and everybody wants to hang out. Has there been any type of retaliation yet? As of when I went live, no. Sounds like they are very heavily considering closing the Strait of Hormuz. So that's quite a possibility. I think it is, it's Iranian media and one advisor to the Ayatollah that have mentioned a military response against U.S. bases. But it seems like everybody else within the regime is being incredibly measured in what they're calling for as a response. It's like Alex just sent a picture of the cat sitting to the Discord. If anybody wants to see the beautiful Cheez-It. So a 35-minute blockade. No. I mean, if they actually do the blockade, it would be pretty impactful. It's like 25% of the world's oil goes through the Strait of Hormuz. So that would be that'd be impactful to the fucking everyday American when we're talking to just gas prices. So it will be interesting. I mean, I think that they have every right to do so. They also, I think, have every right to strike American bases in the region. In fact, theoretically, you could say that they have every right to strike American soil here at home. Now, of course, that's not what I want to see, but I would say they have every right to do so. Canada once again lost the Stanley Cup Finals. Canada sucks, dude. Canada's bad at everything, including hockey. Missed the protest for a sleeping cat. Well, that's what you get for making friends with our neighbors, babe. It's a Lyft scooter. I could rent a Lyft scooter, but I don't want to. I might rent one of those to get back to my car, which is like way down that way. But we'll see. Any Antifa sightings? Yes, there was. At the event at Westlake Park that we were just at. And it seems like they all vacated that park, which is why we're currently walking down to the Federal Building to see if anybody's down there. The Federal Building has been the location of many of protests lately. Also, there was like a Beautification Seattle group that went in and cleaned up all of the protests, or like the spray paint that was on the Federal Building, supposedly at least. So it might be a clean Federal Building that we're walking to. I don't know. I think they came out yesterday, so we shall see. We heard Seattle tried to clean up the graffiti, but DHS stopped them because they didn't have a permit. That's pathetic. That's fucking pathetic. I think if I just keep looking right at every intersection, eventually I should see it. Because it will be on our right, down like a block or two, or maybe 3. Wait. Can this help us? I don't know where I am on this map. Westlake is up here. This is where the protest was. We've walked this way. Is the federal building on here? Federal building's right there. We've been walking along this road. Where are we? We're on 4th and Seneca. We're here. We're trying to get here. So like 2 more blocks. Not really. Chup was in Cal Anderson Park in Capitol Hill, which is a completely different neighborhood of Seattle. I mean, it's up that way. If I was to turn and go up that way, actually, I think we walk up on that road. That gets you to Capitol Hill, and up there, probably like a 20-minute walk at least, is where Chaz was. Chop, whatever you call it. So, not super close to here. Bike cops. Go in the opposite direction as me. What the fuck? Oh, we have the library coming up on our left, which means one more block, and then we take a right, and then we're there, I believe. I know I looked at the map and said like 2 blocks, but then I was not paying attention to how far away that was. We're gonna cross what we can. Correct. Alex is out here fucking tracking me, waiting for me to hit the proper location. We can just... I can't cross here, so let's just head down. I've been here so much in the last month. Holy shit. I will say, it's helping me learn my way around my own city, to be coming to all of these protests and to be having to navigate where the fuck I am. Should have brought a skateboard? No, I would die. Going down these hills, you can't fucking stop. I would die. But we might rent one of these Lime scooters to get back up after the fact. Because walking up these hills is deadly. Walking up, it's also deadly skateboarding down. So you're just kind of cooked no matter what. Wheelies? I don't think that would be good enough. I don't think that would stop you well enough. I know so many people who have ate shit because hills are too big, not even in Seattle. And then you get into Seattle and they're even steeper. This lobby looks nice as fuck. For the Bank of America, BXP, and US Postal Service. That's a crazy lobby. Youth are soft today, no lie. You're correct. And I'm not ashamed of that. Am I supposed to be ashamed of not wanting to get hurt? The federal building is right there, chat. That big tall one, that's the federal building. What'd you guys do with the homeless people? I mean, Seattle's been working very hard to address the homeless problem. It's not perfect. A lot of them have just moved elsewhere, but we have been working hard to address it. Guy blasting music behind us. I should just jaywalk. I'm going to. There's nobody coming. Alright. See if there's anything going on down there. If I walked all this way and there's nothing happening down here though, I'm gonna be slightly angry. To be perfectly frank with you. We should go hang out in Tokyo. I don't think I should leave the country. Or get on a plane. Or anything of that combination. Currently. Considering American citizens who have said far less crazy things than me have gotten clapped by immigration officials. Who's better, Black Bloc, Portland, or Seattle? Portland. They go harder in Portland than they do here. And Portland never recovered from 2020. Seattle did actually, no matter what retards will tell you, Seattle did recover from 2020, so. There's nobody here. They get you and you come back, yeah, exactly. Not my cup of tea to get involved with. But we can. I think I know where they were able to get a little bit off. But as you can see, it is very much still graffitied. However, they yet again have cleared these windows. There used to be, so last time they cleared the windows, they cleared all of this lower area. There was stuff up here, up there, and there was this. It looks like the spray paint above both of these doors got washed away, but this exploding ball of paint seems to have been left behind. Did it take off the fucking... It took off the cover. Yes, Wampa, this is the Henry M. Jackson Federal Building in downtown Seattle. Immigration court is conducted inside this building. And many people get detained inside this building. I think over down this way is where I saw them posting that they were working on cleaning up. So they might have gotten a little bit off down here. Well, let's go check. Is that hammer and sickle? A very poorly done hammer and sickle. Lace 'em blue. What the fuck? I think it's not one that I've seen before. Fed building looks like Mad Max. The federal building is fucking ugly. Like, I like the brick, and I like that they have these like brick floors and shit. It's better than like the normal sidewalks. It's unique, right? But this actual building is ugly as fuck. Like, look at that. That is ugly. It looks like a Tony Hawk Pro Skater. It would like skate down these in Tony Hawk. Okay. This is possibly somewhere that stuff got cleaned off of. Yeah, it is. Because they've got... Gross. Looks like something got cleaned off of right there as well. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall? No. That's not my MO today. I don't feel like messing with the feds. I'll film people messing with the feds, and I will fail to speak out against people messing with the feds. But me personally, I'm not messing with the feds. There's nobody from that other protest that came here though, which is stupid. Very stupid. Jail looks nicer. Yes, the jail looks nicer than the fucking federal building. The actual building here may be one of the ugliest buildings in Seattle. They should have showed up to protest here. There's fucking nobody in there. There's no security. At all. Oh, there is a guy way in the back there. Are you a lawyer for wrongfully detained Canadians yet? No. There's a dead bird on the ground. I hope you guys didn't see that, because I don't think Twitch allows it. But there's a fucking dead bird on the ground. Hey, the paid protester that Trump keeps talking about? Well, I hear he's been talking about me like that. But my only question is, like, where's my money? Like, I'm down to be the paid protester he keeps crying about. But at the end of the day, I need some money for that. What kind? What kind of what? Bird? Pigeon. There's a dead pigeon on the ground. And it looks like some animals have made quick work of it. So I don't know what animals we have in Seattle that would make quick work of a dead pigeon. But somebody did. Bezos pays Twitch streamers protest. Is that how I'm getting my money? Because Amazon doesn't pay me. You guys pay me. You guys pay my parking meters when I come to events so that I don't get tickets. That's what that Bezos money pays for. I want the rumors of like $500 checks to anybody who protests for like 2 hours. I want that rumor, and I want my check. I put in all the work. Rat? I mean, maybe. I don't know, the body's gone, it's 2 wings now. And the flies are making work with the wings. Which, all respect to them, everybody likes a wing or two, you know? Is it cliche to get Starbucks out there? Everybody loves Starbucks here. Starbucks is like the worst coffee place in Seattle though. Like it's everywhere, but it's not good coffee. We have a lot better coffee shops. Most people will go to better coffee shops, but like on your commute to work in the morning, it's very normal to get Starbucks. But I think it's kind of normal everywhere to get like Starbucks or Dunkin', and we don't have Dunkin'. Corp's about to officially work for the government soon. That would be nice. We'll see. They're still in the application process. I don't think they're reviewing applications for another like month. So, we'll see. Tim Hortons ever? We don't have Tim Hortons here. McDonald's of coffee shops? Yeah, that's basically what Starbucks is. It's like I'm hiring. The federal government is barely hiring. The federal government, FBI is very much hiring though, which I think is kind of crazy. The FBI is massively hiring. They have so many ads on LinkedIn, but what I applied for is not federal. It is more local than that. It's low quality and lazy food, but it's passable, yeah. It's the best value coffee. What's it called? What's that coffee brand that Ben Shapiro used to advertise for? Like Black Rifle Coffee. You can go to a Safeway or Fred Meyer and get a little, like, skinny can of Black Rifle Coffee. That's the best fucking value coffee. It's not even a coffee shop. Gorp voted to get rid of their own job. What? What? If that's an insinuation that I voted for Trump, I did not. So, I don't know where that's coming from. I'm gonna raise you up a little bit so I don't have to be the hunchback of fucking Notre Dame to be in frame. I am very disappointed that nobody's here though. AKA, I vote red. Yeah, I didn't vote for Trump. I vote like I voted for Republicans in Washington. Yeah. Didn't vote for Trump. What color is Trump? Red. Did you read the part that said libertarian? I voted for the libertarian candidate. Orange. That's true. Trump's not even red. He's orange. MAGA isn't even red. It's orange. They have, I just noticed, I don't know if you guys can see it. They have cleaning supplies inside there, just like sitting inside the door. Hold on. Yeah, you guys can see it. There's like a vacuum here, and there's buckets. This bucket, by the way, it looks like it has a fucking Palestine flag on it, which is crazy business. Trump is more of a faded orange now, that's true. He gave up on his spray tans, which is really disappointing, you know? Like, he had one thing going for him, and he gave up on his spray tans, which is, that's fucked up. How do I put out a call to everybody to get here? To get to the federal building to protest here? How does one do that? There are people that are just fucking hanging out in this courtyard, though, which feels weird to me. I mean, it's nice. There's like... Hold on. There's like all these seating areas with these trees and shit. There's plenty of places to sit and like steps and stuff. But it feels weird to just like hang out at the federal building on a Sunday. I'm here because I'm streaming. They're just sitting over there. It's not fun when there's nobody in the federal building. No, there's a security guard. There was a security guard in there. I saw him. I didn't see him at first, but because he's sitting way back in his desk. He's not standing up by the door. Say an MS-13 member is about to get deported. What? What? What are you yapping about? What are we talking about? MS-13? Abrego Garcia, MS-13, a terrorist. We have no evidence to back our claim, but Abrego Garcia is a terrorist. That's why we sent him to an El Salvadoran concentration camp. Because he's a terrorist with no evidence to support it, of course. Oh, say an MS-13 member is about to get deported, people will show up to protest. That's probably true. I'm disappointed in my fellow Americans, fellow Seattleites right now. I've been here like almost every day protesting ICE, but they can't be here to protest fucking war with Iran. Libs. All of them. Libs. There's clouds rolling. You guys can only see the blue. There's fucking clouds rolling in that are kind of fucking dark. They're scary. But I don't think anybody is coming here. Probably don't care about Iran or agree with Trump. Yeah, that's why I said libs. Libs don't care about Iran or agree with Trump. They are retarded. They are akin to my Republican attorney who advocated on Wednesday for the obliteration of Iran. All of them retarded and counter to American fucking interests, mind you. Counter to American security, mind you. God damn. Okay, I think we're gonna begin a walk back. Oh no, I broke my fucking, is this gonna leak? No, we're good. I think we're gonna begin our walk back of shame. Domino's is busy as of 30 minutes ago. What are we gonna fucking do? Take off from Missouri again to bomb Iran in 36 hours? Ah! Ah! Retarded. All of it. Retarded. All right. The walking tour of Seattle continues. This time I'll go this way so you guys can see a new road, I suppose. That's something. Shall see something new. Also gonna jaywalk because I'm a badass like that. Now we're gonna cross up here again because I'm a badass like that. They did have a democracy a while, ages ago, but British Petroleum in America couldn't have that. Yeah, exactly. They got concealed carry up there? Yeah. Myself and a buddy of mine are thinking about getting our concealed carry licenses, but I'm not fully decided yet. I also just don't have it in the budget that I like want to spend on getting a pistol, you know? Like I could, but do I want to spend the money on a decent fucking pistol? I'm not sure. Not sure if that feels worth it to me. Plus, like, in my day-to-day life, the most danger I'm in is probably when I'm at protests. And I'm not idiotic enough to conceal carry at a fucking protest. People don't know how to drive in Seattle. Apparently, they just cut off a bus. If I carry a weapon around, the police would probably still shoot you, even though it's legal. It's quite possible. You never know. But I mean, when I first got the job that I have now, I very heavily considered it, considering everybody else at my job has gotten death threats from the people that we sue, and my name is on the court record as signing our documents. So I considered getting a concealed carry like a year and a half when I got my current job, but I still have not done it. If you get hit while holding a cat, that dude is doomed. Carry cats around? That's a good point. That is a very good point. I can't believe I didn't think of that. Are you one of the people that get off on being hated? No? Why would you think that I'm one of the people that get off on being hated? Oh, yeah, like I always have something, is what I'll say, to keep it relatively vague. There's always something. So you go out of your way to get death threats? I go to work. What do you mean I go out of my way? I go to work. At work, we sue people. Those people are not happy about being sued, and then decide to death threat it up. I don't know how that's going out of my way to get death threats. I'd also carry spray on cheese. No one wants that sprayed anywhere. That's a very good point, you know. I support that as a self-defense measure. You don't have spray cheese in Canada? That's sad. Very, very sad. First off, I'm very open about what my opinions are. There's nothing that I fake about my opinions. I think it would be hard to fake my opinions. given what I do on the internet. See, the federal building could have looked like this one. It could have looked like the Seattle Tower. It could have looked halfway decent. But no. It's the ugliest thing I've ever seen. This Perkins Coie office, they're hiring too. I'm not gonna get it, but I did apply for Perkins Coie. I'm vastly underqualified. They're the one of the law firms currently being sued by the federal government. For context, chat. A lot of people do genuinely use the silly string of protests here. What the purpose is, I'm not sure. Marking cops they don't like, maybe. I think it's marking cops a bit. It's also just annoying people. Like, they want to annoy cops without fucking hurting the cop. Silly string. It's easy. Ballard Retirement Home. Van. Bus. What the fuck? What do you call a libertarian who still wants government regulations? A door? Limited. I did, notably, like 30 minutes ago, say that I liked Trump's nuclear deregulation. So, I don't know exactly what to tell you on that front. I don't know why so many people here have fucking suitcases and shit. What is going on? At a piano store? What the fuck? Who buys a piano in 2025? Who the fuck? Yeah, pretty much Wampa. That's actually the exact state of the Second Amendment. And in Washington, you also can't have a quote-unquote assault rifle. But Washington is better than other blue states because Washington at least labels what those are. We have a list of like 50 guns that got banned like 2 years ago or something. Fogo de Chao. Fogo de Chao, excellent Brazilian steakhouse. Very expensive. People who play pianos probably. I know several cultured people. Here's the thing about a piano is, in this economy, who the fuck can afford to buy a piano? Like, those were full grand pianos. Instead of like a keyboard or something. I'm not hating on them for playing piano. I'm just saying that's a crazy purchase to make. You have a hobby? You're looking at it? Didn't the ATF lose a bunch of cases recently? I feel like I heard something along those lines, but I don't recall. 2 or 3 steps away from CEO. Yeah, but those are the motherfuckers that are working all the time. When do they have time to play piano? Regional agency managers? My aunt is a regional agency manager. She doesn't make fucking, she doesn't make buy a piano money. You're gay? Yeah, I am. I have a wife who's a woman, though. So that's weird. I want to do a poll, what's the question be? I don't know, but if you redeem it, you're going to have to rely on the mods. Ooh, there's a little hole-in-the-wall sushi place there. It's probably good. You have to rely on the mods to do your poll, because I can't do one from my phone. people who are there just to make decisions. That is probably valid. It's a cute little cafe too, that I've also never been to. Granted, I shouldn't have been to any of these places considering this is not like the area of Seattle I live in. I just am here to protest. And then I go back to my quiet area of Seattle with my home. Should go over end stream? No. Either way, here fix the problem if you decide to redeem that. I can't see redeems from my phone. So that's why I say it's always up to the mods to follow through with any redeems made during IRL streams. Mods can't end stream though. Massive L. Are you still house hunting? Very loosely. Like I'm looking to see if I find a really good deal, but very loosely. I think I'll get back on it when I get a new job. My current job pays shit, and I'm actively out looking for a new one. So, if I get a new job that pays decent, like the government job I applied for, then we're back on the house hunt. Can never do PNW full time. That Cascadia fault line is ready to rip. Yeah, I think the Cascadia fault line ripping may be the only way most of Gen Z in Seattle ever buys a house. Like, dead ass. Fault line rips, houses crumble, and we can pick up the rubble. That ripping would be good for the young people of this city, I think. Alright, we are back to where this protest was going on earlier. Let's see if anything is still happening after we've walked around all of Seattle. Work from home somewhat ending. Prices are going up. Prices were going up even with work from home. 2020 to 2025, there are a very good number of Seattle homes that doubled in price in 5 years. It is crazy. Crazy business. Tessero, I'm glad you enjoy it. Doing all this stuff and constantly coming out into Seattle and walking around and shit has made me love Seattle way more than I used to. The organizers are still here, yapping with some of the protesters that were here earlier. They're just yapping, they're not really doing anything. But these people were from the protest. What up, Wander? How's your night going? What the fuck is happening over there? There's like music and shit. Oh, it's the mall, that's why. Still very loud music for a mall. Looks like there's a pop-up like Mexican place or barbecue place or something over there. So it was Northwest US, right? Yes. We are the largest city in Washington, which is the northwest state in the continental US. And moved there if not for your taxes, lack of healthcare, and my general poverty and whatnot. Yeah, our taxes are crazy. Our taxes are also going up consistently, which is very annoying. But as expensive as Seattle is, I love it. Especially on a day like today, where it's nice. It's nice. People are out doing whatever it is that they do. Not to be confused with DC up on the East Coast. Yes, fuck DC. This is Washington State. Are taxes low in Boston, chat? You know, I was on my way to walk back to my car. But as I'm thinking about it, I still have like a long time left of my parking. Do you guys want to just fucking walking tour of Seattle? If we do, I want to change the title of stream. So I'm gonna try to do that. Give me a sec to fuck with this. Post. Protest.
We eventually have to get back with it. I don't know why it's on this right.
Walking. Tour. There's a fucking bug. Okay. Title updated. We're good to go. Eat spray cheese? No. I've only eaten spray cheese like once in my life. And I did not enjoy it, for the record. I'm trying to think of what's even like in this area of Seattle that I can show you guys. And we're gonna take a left and possibly head down towards the waterfront area. The waterfront area, the actual main part of it, is kind of back a little bit where we came from, but should be able to see some water this way. Looks like this protest has the same amount of people as the No Kings, JK. Yes, this protest had 70,000 Seattleites. Yes, yes, yes. Corpse lie, who would have thought? What? Wait, what did I say, love? You can't hold shit against me, I'm just fucking yapping. Fuck you. Cow or goat? What? Cow or goat? What are you talking about? We're walking in the shade. It's getting fucking hot. I'm actually kind of surprised how little graffiti is in this area of Seattle. If you go down that way, always, you get way more. Washington does have a canned cheese. It's called Cougar's Gold. It was made, like invented by Washington State University. And it was made like as a fucking apocalypse cheese. And it's in a can, of course, like I said. Like a shallow and wide can. Tin, possibly. And it's supposed to get better as it just sits in the fucking tin after you buy it. It's very odd. I mean, it's good, but it's very odd. They also have Beechers in Seattle. Their factory thing, one of them, is down at Pike Place Market. That's fucking good cheese. There's the shady part. I think I went to the more hillier part of SeaTac. Yeah, if I were to take a left and go that way, it gets much hillier. Or if I were to turn around and walk like when I turned left onto this road, if I had turned right, it would have gotten way more hilly that way too. I was kidded with that electric scooter, goddamn. Jesus for the gay and the French. What? I've never had Cougar Gold, Sag. I don't even think it's crazy expensive. We could get it. It's not as good as Beecher's though. Beecher's is the gold standard Ches. What is happening here? Why are these guys completely fucking blocked? I think it goes all the way down this road. What the fuck? They're just not moving at all. We're gonna cross. No, that was a protected bike lane. I was standing in it. Not most of the roads don't have protected bike lanes, but some do. That was one of them that had a protected bike lane. It's got like a curb, a skinny curb between the bike lane and the road, which is not much protection, but it's something. You guys can see the water out there. Dude, monthly parking for $345 fucking dollars is insane. That is crazy. Alright, Wander, have a good night, buddy. I think if I measured this right, if we cross and go down this hill, I think we're gonna pop out at a park in Pike Place. But I might be wrong. We'll see. Or we might not have gone far enough over. We did not go far enough over. So we're gonna go this way. That down there is Pike Place, but we're not gonna walk through Pike Place today. I've already done that with y'all. We are gonna go to the park. I pay for $300 monthly. I could pay $20 for 20 minutes. I mean, it's better than buying it every day, but still, $345 just a park. Crazy business. Hence why we need the fault line to fucking slip and reset some shit.
Why is the car not open? Why are we not?
Store is called Biscuit Bitch. I didn't see it. They say no trespassing, but their gates are open. What the fuck do they think is gonna happen? No, Wampa, I have not. A bunch of my friends have, but I never got into that shit. Here we go. Jesus Christ. Nobody knows how to drive in Seattle. I'm more shocked that the city is clean. Yes, Seattle ain't that horrible. I mean, like, Chop was bad, but Seattle is not that bad. It's pretty decent city.
It's family and yeah.
I know, well, but I heard that they were featured on the last season of The Last of Us. Weren't they also featured, or weren't we also featured in like Final Destination or something with the Space Needle falling over? Am I imagining that, or did that happen? Smells like oysters, but good oysters. For reference, there's an oyster bar right there. Welcome to the Seattle. I forget the actual name of this park, but it's the park at Pike Place Market. We've got. Hold on. Got the big wheel over there. I love oysters, except I'm allergic to them. So I don't really get to eat them. Alright, Desiree, have a good night, buddy. Alright, this is the waterfront. I'll also show y'all a little bit of behind the scenes information. Oh, there actually is one. Yeah. You see way out there. There is, you can barely see it right there, a cruise ship. Those come and dock basically right in front of us. Like right here-ish is where those cruise ships dock. And there's one heading out to sea. Renaissance, I'm not looking. My apologies. Look at that otter. And, is that a eagle of some sort? Can you see Russia from there? No. You cannot see Russia from there. You can see our ports. Just what our economy runs on right there. We're gonna sit for a second because I want some water. So you guys are gonna look over Seattle for a second. It doesn't look like the big wheel is even spinning, which is odd. Seeing cargo ship in person is massive. Yes, they're fucking huge. It's Sunday, so you're not gonna see any today, I don't think. But they are massive. I'm gonna unplug my phone because I don't think I need it charging right now. It gives me a little more freedom. We're seeing a U.S. Navy cruiser and a container ship when I got there. Yeah, we're sandwiched by two Navy bases, JBLM, Joint Base Lewis McChord, and the one in Oak Harbor that I'm forgetting the name of. But JBLM is south of us. There's one in Oak Harbor that's north of us. So we see shit all the time. Lately, they've been flying over us constantly. And everybody's been getting sightings of military planes and shit. Got to tour a couple old battleships in Charleston that were huge. I imagine they would be. Hold on. I'm gonna take off my hoodie because it's getting insane. It's freaking hot. And I am sweating. I've stripped. Now will the hoodie fit in my backpack? I think it will. Goddamn. I am sweaty as shit. Okay. Let's keep walking. Sandwiched between two Navy bases, two former Naval Air Stations, Joint Base Cape Cod and PSNY. You're fucked. Well, okay, you're not really fucked. You're 100% protected if Iran decides to strike America, you know? Think about it that way. They may be loud and obnoxious when they do flyovers and shit, but you're protected. Heirloom. I don't even know what that place places. Anchorhead Coffee Company, not my favorite, but better than Starbucks. And the Locust Cider is banging. That's this place. That's attached to that coffee place. I'm going up, boys. This is a native art gallery. Having 2 dogs off leash in downtown Seattle is wild. Absolutely wild. And illegal for that matter, but just wild. Oh my god, I hate this. Jesus Christ. Why did I walk down here? For you guys? For what? Crazy business. This is the Lumen building. Fun fact, Lumen sponsors our stadium. It's called Lumen Field. Unless it got changed again, but I think our football and soccer stadium is called Lumen Field. I think the one thing that I hate about Seattle is this. You will never find free parking in Seattle. Never. The only time you might get it is if you manage to get street parking on specific, like, holidays and stuff. But as you can see for this road, for example, street parking fills up very quickly. Why are you so winded? Hashtag unhealthy. I mean, I'm not in shape. I also just walked up big ass hill. But I'm a Twitch streamer. What did I claim to be in shape? I can't tell if this is a cop in front of us, a cop car, or if somebody bought an old cop car and just didn't take the shit off of it. By the way, this is where the homeless people in Seattle are. They're down this road. It was a cop. Coffee Tab, another coffee shop. They're everywhere. We're about to get back to 4th Street, and 4th Street interrupting with something, intersecting with something is basically where I parked. Problem being, I have no clue what the intersection is. Subway, $6.99 meal of the day. I fall for that shit. I get that $6.99 meal of the day sometimes when I forget to pack a lunch for work. I think the only time right-wing people actually like they-thems is at a coffee shop. Yeah. Half of your fucking baristas are gay or they-thems, so they kind of are forced to like them if they want good coffee. Speaking of Seattle being clean, but our crews are out here right now as we speak, cleaning up trash, cleaning up the streets. It's the SIF Cinema. They have film festivals and such here. Lots of like film culture events, and they show both like new common movies and throwbacks. I think recently they did like a fucking Ghostbusters marathon here, which is cool. Okay, this is 4th and Lenora. I'm parked on the 5th Street side of the block, so we're gonna go down one more, and then I think I have to go right. We'll see. This is cute. What the fuck? Adorable. I see nobody inside, but adorable. Cleaner than NYC. That's a very low bar.
That's what he said.
Interesting choice of music to just be walking down the street to. Oh shit, the spheres are here. Let's hold on. We'll go back to the car, but first I'm gonna show you all the spheres. I didn't realize they were this close. This is one of the reasons I don't drive out always is my car. iPhone's normally safe where you're parked. The only reason I ever get lost finding my car while I'm live is because I can't check a map on my phone. But your phone can tell you where you're parked. Palace Kitchen. How's the public transport like? I mean, it's not horrible. If you compare it to other American cities, it's not horrible. But it's not amazing. They're currently working on expanding the light rail, and once that gets finished, I think it's gonna be fucking next level. They're currently building an addition to one of our bridges over the water to add light rail to that bridge, and that will be a game changer for anybody who commutes from like east of Seattle into Seattle, or out for that matter. That would be an absolute game changer. So I'm very excited for that. Our buses are just buses. I don't know. There's a lot of them. But especially like in the greater Seattle area, the buses are not super helpful, you could say. Oh my god, you guys are typing too fast. Jesus Christ. Apple Maps always shows me parked car for whenever I stop driving. Okay, well, that's not my problem. These are the fucking Amazon Spheres shack. I'm not gonna go inside because I don't feel like it. Plus, they might be closed. They look like they're closed. But these are just like big fucking biospheres that take up half a city block. Which I guess is cool. It's kind of like a privately owned and operated park, I guess you could say. But they got a bunch of like greenery and shit up there. And a little patio, which is actually kind of adorable. If the chairs were out, I would definitely sit here and like eat lunch or some shit. People watching on public transport is fun. That's true. That's facts. Chuck, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the corporation. I think a grass field would be better. We have other grass fields. I mean, like, I think this is a better use of the space considering basically all of the other parks are big grass fields, you know? Like, this is something unique. I think they have like coffee shops inside there, and they have a second layer up top, like a second floor up top with greenery and shit. They have like a grass field. That might be turf, but look at that. It's very nice. I wonder if we can go. I've never been inside these. Building closed. Open to the public by reservation only on first and third Saturdays. I don't think we have a reservation. These look ugly to me. I think they're unique. I mean, I prefer them to like this fucking building, you know? That like every building in Seattle looks like. It just kind of mixes it up a little bit. And if Amazon fucking owns and made it, then it was gonna be either these or a fucking office building, you know? Is plans fake, half real? I think they're real. The ones inside most definitely are real. These are. Solid bit of green. Everybody knows Seattleites love green. We're basically nut for it. What is a gentleman's club chat? Amazon Seattle's real mayor, that's true. We got Gentleman's Club, Fantasy LTD. Our business is your pleasure. Classy, Seattle. Classy. This is also yet another just like dope piece of architecture we have. This sculpture is stupid, but this is another Amazon building, which is pretty cool. And a Starbucks, of course. There's hooligans skateboarding across the street. How could they? It's a good bike lane usage. Yeah, that one is like fully protected. I think Westlake and SLU, South Lake Union, which is kind of where we are right now, I think these are the two neighborhoods in Seattle that have the best bike infrastructure. Like, the rest of Seattle has like a lot of bike lanes and shit, but I think this area has the most protected bike lanes. Okay, Gorps attempts not to get lost. How are we gonna do this? We're gonna go up this way. Last buildings are soulless. Give me red brick. I like a mix. There's a new building being built. Where is it? In Cap Hill right now. And that building is like, it's got brick, and it's also got a bunch of like the big glass walls and shit. I think it's a good combo of them. This place is called Marination. Jesus Christ. I drank all my water. So we actually do need to go back to my vehicle because I am a thirsty bitch. Look at that, clean alleyway. Good job, Seattle. There's a chance this road is actually where I parked, which would be perfect luck. We'll see when we get up there. We're another block up. Wait, no we're not. We're not another block up. Wait. I think I'm parked right there. I think. Getting your steps in. Yeah, it's annoying to get my steps in on stream though, because I have this fucking gimbal to make you guys steady, and it means that my steps don't actually get counted. I can count like distance walked, but my steps themselves don't get fucking counted. Very annoying. I'd like to be able to do a solid like walk around stream like this and then see the steps that I got, but no. It's like something got torn down here. By the graffiti, something tells me they don't care about private property. Free Gerbert. I do like the art on the supports for the light rail. It's pretty cool. Got the Westin with Canadian, Japanese, US, Washington flags. I don't know why we have Japan on there. Haha, this is where I parked. I'm too good, bro. Too fucking good. I'm not gonna show you guys my my license plates though. You thought. on. Hold on. Alright, chat. I need to grab water. Fuck this, you guys are. I'm delaying ending this. Parked on a hill, which is slightly annoying. It's my last fucking water. Gotta go back to Costco and get a new case of water. Alright, chat. That is all she wrote for this stream. Very disappointed in the show out at the anti-war protest. Very, very disappointed in that. But it is what it is. I'm gonna keep my eyes out for more, especially anti-war protests, but also just the regular, there's constant protests in Seattle. So we'll keep our eye open for all of that. I am assuming that this week I will be at least once going to protest after work, but it of course depends on what actually ends up happening. We'll see. I'll keep my Twitter and I'll try to keep my Discord updated. Dang ads, I'm sorry. I'll just buy GPS data for your area and track it that way. I mean, it would be pretty easy to fucking stream snipe, bitch, chat. You guys think I'm hiding on the streets? I'm wearing fucking camo? I'm showing exactly where I am. Live streamed. It'd be very easy to find me. But we'll keep an eye out for protests. My Discord and my Twitter are where you can stay updated for when we go to those. If by some stretch of the imagination we don't go to any, I'll see you guys on Friday. Jesus Christ. I'm dying. If by some stretch we don't have any more protests, I will see you all on Friday at 7 o'clock Pacific time with my normal death stream. Thank you guys for hanging out. I'm gonna go die privately in my car. Jesus Christ. Get the fuck out of here. Go live your life on a Sunday.